Всем привет, это будет 8-я бонусная часть, я так думаю, с другой концовкой. Так, да, продолжить. Нажимаем. С вами мы. И попробуем другую концовку посмотреть. И на матрасе поспать, что я забыл, кстати, сделать. Хорошим говорят. Другое спецумение возьмем, давайте. Манку, допустим. Вот и так. По приколу.
It's hard to sleep easy these days, what with everything that's happened.
Тоже нам кусок истории тут расскажет, ведь, знаете,
Zolf,
не показал.
very soon the kid's gonna have to face that man again, for the last time.
Чуть хилок нет никаких. Воу. Какая серьезная хрень.
They met on the worst day of Zolf's life. There in the Hanging Gardens, he aimed to throw it all away. It wasn't the first time Zolf had nothing to lose. He was born to a simple Ura couple who didn't last long before plague took him. He grew up hungry in the tunnels of the Tazal terminals, so he took to stealing from a Ceylandian missionary living there.
Вот видите, нам про Золфа как раз рассказывают, оказывается.
He once got sloppy with his thieving hands. The missionary caught him, but didn't rat him out. Instead, he offered to take him in. That missionary raised Zolf like a gentleman, like he was his own son. Taught him theology, history, and mercy.
Блин, блестячие эти курицы, честно вам скажу. Прям атас.
When the missionary passed away, Zolf promised to continue his work to bring about a lasting peace between the Ura and Ceylandia. Zolf started teaching the missionaries wisdom to any Ura who would listen, and listen they did. advocated tolerance and argued that the Ura should atone for the war. He believed the city had much to teach his people.
Ай, не успел что-то поставить.
However, Zol felt he could only do so much in the Tassel terminals. He needed Caelondia to know the Ura had changed. He decided to do what the missionary did many years before. He left the city of his youth to brave a savage land. The journey was hard, but he knew how to fend for himself. And then at last, Zolf saw the rippling walls on the horizon.
Как раз вот
He
историю Золф
endeared
рассказывает.
himself to city folk straight away, and in turn he fell in love with the city and its people. One in
Особенно Кзи.
particular.
Вот. Поэтому я почему его и спасаю, как всегда. Один раз только его не спас, вот при прохождении, чисто посмотреть, в чем разница. И разницы почти никакой на самом деле. Спасать его, не спасать. Вот. Потому что на самом деле Зулф, он, блин, не злодей. Просто он, да, нам очень много плохого сделал, конечно, но он искренне ошибался.
This young lady was fascinated by the Ura, but she never met anyone like Zolf. She told him she knew all the city's best-kept secrets.
А, слушайте, а может это не Зия, вот эта леди, которую Зулф наткнулся? Может, я не помню уже просто, честно говоря.
The Hanging Gardens was their favorite spot. It was there that Zolf clasped her hands and proposed in proper Caelondian style.
А, нет, или про Зию, да-да-да, как раз там, когда вот там говорят, что там типа вот обиделась, там ее родители, что там
Celebrated with
говорили.
his friends long into the night. Joy and revelry like he'd never seen. Too bad he couldn't remember it all. He woke up alone underground inside the Ura Caelondian War Memorial, built like an early den. But something was wrong.
Ну, здесь бы пригодился бы нам как раз мой скилл по отталкиванию всех подряд. Все хилки потратил, а? Почти.
He emerged from that hole in the ground into a waking nightmare. Everything that wasn't gone was twisted
А, да,
upside
слушайте,
down.
может это не про Зию тогда рассказ на самом деле. Просто я не понял, мне казалось, что тоже как бы там связано.
world was frozen, air thick with ash. What few faces he saw on the street stared back at him with gray and vacant eyes. He found his wife to be asleep inside her home. But when he reached out to her,
А, да, значит, не поразил, что чуть не перепутал молиться. Ну, плохо уж помню. Короче, другая там чувак просто стреляет, сам все убивает. Все, что ли? Ну, какая-то изи последняя волна была. Какая-то изи последняя волна, я вам скажу.
The kid's gonna be okay. As for that man, who knows?
Ну все, погнали. Финальную миссию.
No telling where the kid is now. But he'll be all right. Just needs to get that shard from Zolf and come on home. The calamity hit the Tazzle terminals hardest of all. You know why Zolf went back there. All his old friends and family were there. Taken by the calamity. Zolf must be there all alone, just waiting. You know what's funny? Zolf's waiting.
Ох уж эти ядовитые чуваки, я уж и забыл про них.
Look around. There's not much left to do here at Bastion, I'm afraid. So why not tell each other stories to pass the time, right? There's another reason I've been telling you all this. When the kid brings back that shard, the Bastion will be complete. This disease the era planted here will go away. What happens to Zolf will no longer matter. Zealandia will be whole again. Everyone will be all right. Everything will be back to normal. Problem is, we'll all be gone.
Да-да-да. Сейчас если вот будем откатывать время, как бы, ну, сами понимаете.
Oh, we're not gonna die. It's more like all of this will just stop. Things will go back to the way they used to be. That's the power of the Bastion. This whole place is a living record of the times before the calamity, the way things were before this story. You'd be your old self again. Think of all those times that didn't go your way.
Ой. Ой. Подстава.
All of life's little setbacks. Imagine if you could have another go at them. No mistakes. Anyone you've ever heard.
Ой. Значит, мы...
Everything you've ever done, you could do it over. And wouldn't that be grand? Wouldn't you agree? I guess there's nothing more to say. Who am I kidding? Look. There's something else. A confession.
О,
How come I know so much about the Bastion?
ага.
Well, I designed the place, but that's beside the point. There's one problem with a place that sets things back to a bygone time. You can't test it. So you're probably wondering if the calamity happened already. What's to stop it from happening again after the Bastion does its thing?
Вот и поэтому я считаю, что концовку, оставить все как есть и улететь. Восстанавливать, пытаться этот мир, там, собирать выживших. Как-то
The
более
answer
такая.
is,
Мне по душе.
I don't know. You're wondering if there ain't some other way out of this mess. It's all right. I can tell. But why would you even want another way? Unless you wanted to stay here with us. Well, that's sweet and all, but I don't know if I can stick around. The weight of the calamity, it's on our shoulders. We can't just let it go. Bastion does have another function, strictly speaking.
О, понеслась.
If ever the monument blew out, and we couldn't repair it,
Еле-еле ходильня.
we could still evacuate. First, we'd round up as many folks as we could carry. Next, we'd detonate the cores, and we'd take off away from here.
Ломай, круши. Все подряд.
Of course, that would mean no going back. Ever. But then again, that way all of us could leave the city. Together. You know, Zolf and his countrymen won't be giving up that shard without a fight, don't you?
Воу, чуваки, вы как все вышли? Я же утонул. О. А тут живут чуваки, да? Толстый замок, кричат парни.
Zolf and the Ura. All they want now is to see the Bastion fall. Zolf dedicated his life to a lasting peace between the Ura and Caelondia. He can't have imagined the city would try to wipe the Ura out. Zolf ain't lost every shred of decency, though, has he? He tried to warn you about his plans. He tried to warn the kid.
Толстый зам. Тягоись. Тебя ищет толстый зам. Вот.
For Zolf, this ain't a personal matter.
Что такое?